Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to my Ielts speaking and writing sessions. It is Tuesday morning here in the UK and our local time 6:31. Once again, we are with the subscribers lesson. Hello, Nishad.
Good morning, teacher. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
Alhamdulillah, teacher. I'm doing great as well.
All
So,
right. How was your day?
the day is like fascinating because I don't have any work, teacher. Only learning.
That's great. You know. Okay.
Today, what we'll do, teacher? Like writing or in speaking?
We are going to do the speaking part 3, as you
Oh
might be
yes.
aware, and after that, if you have a time, then maybe we can go for this,
Like pronunciation, teacher. Pronunciation is good.
some pronunciation. Yeah, that would be great. We'll start writing
Teacher,
from the next
I
week.
thought Professor I is here. Maybe. Maybe.
Let me see. I don't see her. I don't know the reason why.
Oh, I don't see it again.
Okay. Do you remember how to make compound sentences? This is very much
Two.
important for the writing as well as speaking.
Yes, teacher. Like I just only know like two thought put together between like we can use and or yet so these kinds of um, connecting word we can use between two thought.
Thoughts. Remember, two
Yeah.
is plural.
So,
It should be plural.
two thoughts,
Two thoughts.
two thoughts, two two thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, teacher.
Um, Great. Okay. Can you please write an example, maybe, which will help,
Yes, teacher.
which will help
Okay,
me
teacher.
understand?
Okay. Mm. Teacher, example sentence or
Example sentence, one or two. Okay. So we'll wait 1 more minute for them if they're here.
teacher.
All right. What did you learn? Any new words in the last 24 hours?
Oh, teacher, like I noted two words, but I still looking for this meaning. When I watching like on movie, there is another word like startling, startling, and another was like around back. What does it like? Is it, it is a phrasal verb or idiom? Another is pervert. I'm not sure what is it. Intimidating. So I'm just noted. I will about to search teacher, and I'm just came here in your live stream.
So startling. Listen,
Yeah. Yeah.
surprised and sometimes worrying. Can you hear me?
Yes, teacher. What is it?
Startling is an adjective which means surprising and sometimes worrying. Like
Oh,
that, the
okay, teacher.
movie is a bit kind of startling. So it means you're surprised in some of the scenes and you are annoyed sometimes.
Okay, teacher.
The main verb is startle.
And another was like around back.
This is a phrase.
Around back.
It's a phrasal verb.
Yeah.
Also, we started some of the pronunciation techniques yesterday, right? We're going to
Yes.
learn some more double consonant, I mean, words that we use very often in our writing as well in our speaking. So it is important for us to have a good look of these words. I have written around, let me see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, at least 30 words, yeah? And we're going to practice it. But if you want, we can start practice at the beginning before we jump to the speaking part. So, have you written your compound sentences
Oh,
examples?
yes, teacher, I'm writing. Learning English for improving my English speaking development and
Okay. Do you know what are Shakespearean words?
Shakespearean word.
Hmm?
Like there is a book, maybe, teacher, and this word came from this book.
What
I'm just guessing, teacher.
what kind of book?
Shakespeare has like book. Like he written a book.
Shakespeare has written lots of books, but not for the specifically words.
I don't know, teacher. I'm okay.
Before that, let's share with compound sentence, okay?
Teacher, is that correct? I'm writing in the comment section.
I'm learning English for improving my speaking development and for my higher education purposes. No, it is not complex sentence.
Teacher, compound. It is not compound sentence.
It is not compound either.
Okay, teacher. Today I'm gonna learn it. Alright.
Okay, the compound complex sentence combines elements of compound
Teacher,
complex.
human is here.
Oh,
Sorry,
yes,
teacher.
human, right. You are right. Human is here. Hello,
Hello.
welcome.
Mm,
Thank you.
Can you see the screen clearly, both of you?
Yeah, it's clear.
yes, teacher.
Okay. But if you know what is compound sentence or complex sentence, maybe you can share with me. So, Nishad, can you see that screen? Yeah?
Yes, teacher.
So first we need to understand what are clauses. Clauses are like a comprised of at least one subject and one verb. That means when we're writing sentence or writing sentences, if there is one subject and one verb in a sentence, we can call it clause. Okay? Let me give
Okay,
you a
teacher.
simple example. Like I like tea. This is a clause.
Okay.
And if you want to make it a negative, simply I don't like tea. So what do you like, Nisha? Tea or coffee? Tea or coffee?
I do like. I do like tea, teacher.
You like tea. Okay. How about you, human? What do you like? Tea or coffee?
I love both of them. Wait, here is too crowded, teacher. Sorry.
No, it's no, it's not affecting that much.
All right. Yeah, I love both of them, but mostly I used to drink coffee.
I like both of them.
Yeah, I like both of them.
Sorry, say the word both. It is not clear sound.
Both,
Both.
both, both.
Very good.
I like both of them.
Not
Both of them.
both, both.
Both of them.
Okay, listen to it carefully. Both.
Both, both,
Not both, both. Tha sound. There will be th. Both.
both, both, both,
hmm
both.
It's a pronoun. It is a predeterminer. It's a determiner, which determines the subjects.
Mhm.
Okay, so Nisha, then when he said that both of you like coffee. Now, when a sentence is one subject, one verb, that is the sentence we called clause. And we need to understand next what is independent clause. An independent clause makes a statement or asks a question that can act as a complete sentence. So, independent clause means just simplified way a sentence. Okay, the sentence which has got complete meaning. Remember that complete sentence. Look at this last part of this. A complete sentence. So most of the cases when you write or we write or I write, it is a complete sentence. Okay.
Yes,
A simple example is that we are here to learn and develop our English language. So I'm writing it. We are here to learn and develop our English. Okay. It's called an independent clause. Okay. Now a dependent clause cannot act as a complete sentence, but because it begins with a subordinating word, so we have to understand what is a subordinating word. Such, when, because, if, whoever. Hi, Tasaduk. Thank you very much for the donation. That's really cool. Okay, so remember that if you understand independent clause, it will be easier for you to understand dependent clause, because in that sentence there should be another word, a conjunction. So the conjunction, it could be coordinating conjunction, it could be subordinating conjunctions.
Teacher Professor I is here. Sorry.
Bringing her. Welcome, Assistant Professor I. I've invited her. Okay, so she's here. Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome, both of you. So we have just started discussing compound sentences, okay? All right, so
Okay. I will mute myself because here is too
it is
noisy.
too noisy. That's right. Thank you. All right, a dependent clause, remember, it starts with a subordinating words like as, when, because, if, whoever, like when the dog barks. We don't say generally when the dog barks, okay? You can say like this, afraid when the dog barks at night, yeah? Or you can say, I'm really scared when I see a snake is coming towards me. Is it clear? Human Nishad, a dependent clause?
yep. Independent.
Nishad, I'm bringing you, yeah? Oh, I think I lost him. So, welcome back, Nishad.
Thank you, teacher.
Professor I, you're late a little bit, but we just have explained independent and dependent clause and what is clause. Okay, so would you like to give us an example, all of you, about dependent clause? or independent clause? Let's go with I first.
The girl sings.
Second,
The girl sings.
okay, could you please write it? I'm having some difficulties to listen to you carefully. Or if you can speak loudly, it would be better for me to understand. The girl sings. Yes, this is independent clause. Very good. Human, one example. The girl sings. Remember, when you're speaking, you must speak loudly and clearly, please. Yeah?
All right. Um, the car
Mhm.
moves. Moves.
The car moves. Okay, great. Nishad,
Yes, teacher. Mm, watch movie.
I watch a movie. Okay, cool. So these are all independent clause. It has got one subject, one verb, and it is complete. Now, dependent. Can you please give us an example of dependent?
Mm,
Uh, Professor I first,
okay.
or he? I think she has muted.
Mm, if I go to the university, my husband will take care of my children.
Okay, which part of the sentence is dependent clause?
Mm, my husband will take care of my children.
I'm writing it. Yeah? If you read attentively, yes, Nishad, that's correct. Uh, I, if I go to the university, my husband will take care of my children. Remember, my husband will take care of children is a complete sentence. It is an independent clause. So if I, that part is the dependent. Okay. All right. How about you,
Okay.
human? What's your example?
When I'm going to the cinema.
Very good. When I'm going to the cinema. So you've got it. Yeah. Remember, these are the two important matters for complex and compound sentences, which will help us, okay, developing the sentences as well as the speaking part. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Now compound sentence. A compound sentence is made up of two independent clauses. You see, joining by coordinating conjunctions, and a comma or by semicolon alone. Remember that we need a comma or a semicolon. Do you remember which one is semicolon? Dot and
Yes, teacher. Dot.
dot and a comma together. Yeah,
Yes, teacher.
this is colon.
Colon.
This is semicolon,
Okay, teacher.
and we have to use the those subordinating conjunction words, like in simple we call them fanboys. Fanboys. If you remember that shortened form of fanboys.
For.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Mm,
Uh,
A. What does A stand for?
I forgot.
Professor I.
N. N.
I
N.
And.
N.
And.
And.
Very good.
Nor.
Mm-hmm.
Nor. But.
Mm-hmm.
Or.
Mm-hmm.
Y is for.
yes.
Yeah. No.
Yet.
Yet.
yes.
Yeah.
Yet. Right.
Professor I,
Yet.
you're right. Yet. Yeah. How about S?
So.
So. That's good. You know all these things, yeah?
Yeah,
Now,
because it's from your uh, explanation, teacher, in the compound sentence.
that's right. It is there, yeah?
And nor, but, or yet, so.
Exactly. Remember, these are very important. And also important, using punctuation correctly. In IELTS exam, it is very much important to use all this punctuation like comma, full stop, question mark, colon, semicolon. Okay, full stop is called dot, and sometimes in the US grammar and English it is called period. We don't call period, yeah?
Period.
Period, they call period. We call full stop or dot. Okay, now give us a one compound sentence, all of you, starting from human first, then Professor I, then Nishat. Yeah.
All right.
So you have given an example, but I want to hear one more time from
All right. I feel hungry, so I'm cooking.
I feel hungry.
So
That's cool.
I'm
So I'm
cooking.
cooking. I'm writing it, yeah, so that you can
Yes.
remember. Very good, Professor I.
I can't. I can't sing. Mm, uh, nor nor reading poems.
So the second, I can't.
Sing. I can't sing a song nor reading poems.
Okay, have you heard her? Actually, I'm having some problem.
No.
Oh, she said, I can't sing nor read poem.
I can sing nor read poems.
Nor read poem. Yeah. Poems.
Oh, that's correct. Poems. Okay, cool. Very good.
Should be part neither. Teacher.
Sorry.
Should be part neither.
No, neither. Honestly, we don't use, but it can be used. It may be used. Okay. How about you, Nishad?
Yes, teacher. I already write in
Okay.
an
Remember,
example.
remember, you all have to use comma. Yeah, on the right place. I can sing, comma. Actually, it's my apology. Nor read poems. He's good at English, comma, but bad at mathematics. And you must use full stop
Okay.
at the end. Yeah?
Yes, teacher.
Very
So
good.
he's
Remember,
good at English. Then I put comma. Yes, teacher.
yes. After the first
Okay.
sentence, remember to use a comma or semicolon. Mm, okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. The two clauses are divided by a comma, or otherwise, no punctuation is necessary. Look at this example. Because the soup was too cold, I warmed it in the microwave. Okay. Now, compound complex sentence. A compound complex sentence is comprised of at least two independent clauses and one or more dependent clauses. Actually, these are bit more, you know, difficult than the previous one. Though Mitchell prefers watching romantic films, he rented the latest spy thriller and he enjoyed it very much. Laura forgot her friend's birthday, so she. Okay, now you have to remember compound complex is there is at least two independent clauses, that means two sentences, and one or more dependent clauses. But we don't write that, actually, this type of idea in our writing. Generally, we write most of the cases in compound and simple sentences, and that should be fine. Okay, but if you can write it, that will be better. Okay, okay. Exercise. Begin with two independent clauses. Let me see. The team captain jumped for joy. The fans cheered. Make it a complex sentence. Human first.
The team cup. Wait. Jump for joy. Um. Oh, the team captain jumped for joy, and the fans cheered.
Very good. Well done. High five for you, Professor I. Next sentence.
The team captain jumped for joy and the fans cheered.
Yeah. Can you tell it in a different way?
One with dot and one with comma and n.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay. So that's a very easy example. Okay. All right. Now let's move on to our main cue card. Okay, so if you remember yesterday we practiced some sounds. We're going to practice more, a little bit more sounds, but we have to um, go on this. IELTS speaking part in task three is really bit complex way of explaining yourselves. Remember, I will expect that in this part you are going to use compound sentences, if possible, all of you. It's the same question, but you have to answer it under your own perception. Okay? Can you see that questions on the screen?
Yes,
Do we have internet
it's
in
clear.
Nepal? Is it good to buy data?
Okay.
5 years.
Okay. Remember, it is uh, data or data. In the British English, we call it data. Americans pronounce it
Data.
data. It's a
Oh,
plural
data,
number. It
not
is.
data.
Yeah.
Data in American.
Okay. Data is plural. Data or data. Singular is datum, because it's a Latin word.
Oh, data.
Similar
Datum.
datum. Similarly, bacteria is plural. Bacterium is singular.
Oh, I guess when we say it's a plural, we add s.
Not every cases now.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Like child, the plural is children. We don't use as. Okay. There are many words we don't have to use as. Like criteria, criterion, criteria. Okay. Now read this topic, all of you, for a minute and organize your ideas. Remember that in IELTS task 3 part, there is no hard and fast rule. It's just for practicing and developing your confidence. They can ask anything, but remember when their question is asking or is being asked by the examiner, you'll have only 20 to 30 seconds to answer. Do not be limited to yes or no. Try to use the similar pattern of the question. Okay, the pattern could be present tense, could be future tense, could be past tense, or maybe conditionals. So you have to use the pattern when you're answering. Okay,
All
ready?
right.
I'm going to check. This part is not controlled by timing. It is about your responses, your effective responses with the correct grammar, correct pronunciation, and also I'll expect to use compound sentence for all of you.
So
Ready?
we
Yeah,
should answer all the question directly or one by one.
one by one. If you want, I can ask the question, then you can answer.
Okay.
Before that, actually, I forgot to write this question. Do you use internet? Do you use do you use the internet? Ready?
Yes.
Okay, just go with question number one, then two, three, four, and whatever you see on the screen. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions. Okay, who wants to go first?
Mm,
Nishad or girls?
yes, teacher. Yeah, I know it. Okay, teacher. I will go first, but I didn't even read all the question yet.
You haven't read it yet?
Now, like, do you think that the internet should be made accessible for everyone?
Um,
How safe it is it to use the internet until
mm,
Okay, time is clicking.
disadvantage?
Advantages and disadvantages.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, I've given the clue of some of the answer, like how was it 5 years ago, the cost, to find out the quality and the speed.
yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Human, would you like to go first?
Sure. I'm trying. So the first, should I read the?
Just
Should I should
answer it. You
just
don't have to
answer
tell the question. We'll
the
understand that
question?
you're answering. Yep.
All right. Yeah, I use the internet, and as I use right now, I use this internet for talking with my friends around the world, especially on social media, on Instagram, on this Hello application, and so on. And I use it. It's been a long time. I use it, like since I was in elementary school. I used to use it, but nowadays when I'm in university, I use it more, like for searching some sources for my study, some references on it. Yes, in Indonesia we have internet data connection. We have internet in our country, and it in al- almost spread in all of the part of Indonesia, even though there are still some part of Indonesia that didn't use the internet, but sometimes that is because the principes of that region. Is it cheap to buy the data? For my for my provider, it's quite cheap for me. So it depends also on the what provider that we use. There are some provider that quite expensive for me, so that's why I choose this one. For for a month, I think I can spend 100,000 rupees for a month, and that's really enough for me for in a month. And but before, when I was in high school, I think it's only 50,000 rupees in a month. So right now it's more. I mean, I use more data. I use more internet for nowadays. And 5 years ago, I think the cost is quite cheap, cheaper than now, and the quality still low. Like the speed also. Before, here we only have two G, and then I mean year to years, it changed become 3G, 4G, and nowadays, um, we some provider already provide 5G for the internet. And I think in 5 years later it will be more improved. Like even though as I said before, like some provider already have 5G signal, signal, and yeah, I think maybe next we will have like 6G or 7G maybe. So the speed uh will be more fast, will faster than now, I think. And of course it will impact also to the cost. It will be more expensive, and yeah, we have to prepare for it. I think yeah, internet is very important, especially in this era, because right now internet become something that make us can see the world without go anywhere. So like we can know uh how is the the cultures of this country, for example. Like we can know the news from uh the news around the world. So it's very helpful. So I think internet, I mean everyone should able to access the internet, because it beside it's helpful, useful, and also we have to access the internet to make us uh, can flow with the era, with the modern era. So we will not get fooled by anyone if we know the internet. And then when we use the internet, we have to be wise also. Like of course, internet is something that really wild, and we have to be wise for it. We have to know um, our privacy and what that we can share to people on the internet, because sometimes people with the bad aims on using internet while using on the sometimes people has bad aims for what should I say, like when they are using internet, maybe they want to hack their account, or maybe they want to use the data from the users or from us. So we have to be wise, like choosing which website that is safe, which website that's um what should I say, like not safe for us to access. And then the advantages and disadvantages of using the internet, I think it's so many advantages that I feel for me. Like the advantages, yeah, I can make a friends with people around the world. That's the first. And also as I said before, I can know uh, many cultures that I've never know before, but now I already know that. And also it also impact to many aspect, like to the education, to work, to business also, like for the for entrepreneur, maybe it will be so helpful, so, because they don't need to go outside for selling their food, or maybe their clothes they are sell. They just put it on the uh, online store, and people will see that product, and they will easily to buy it via online. And for disadvantages, it depends on how wise we are while using the internet. So that's why, as I said before, we have to be selective while using some websites. Maybe there are some websites that when we search about it, and it is not safe. Like it can gain our data. It can take our data for 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 something that not good for us. Maybe can give bad uh, effect to us. All right, I think that's all.
Great.
Thank you.
Well done. A clap for
Well
human.
done. Well done, human.
Very good. Impressive. All right. You've explained very good way, though there are some grammatical mistakes, don't worry. I'll suggest you to watch it later to find out when you'll be able to listen to this part. I'm sure you'll be able to understand many of your grammatical errors.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you have used sometimes, some singular as a plural and plural as a singular.
Yeah.
You have to be careful.
I realized that,
Yeah.
teacher, like I realized that I was do some mistakes. I was do some mistakes in there then, but I don't want to re say it again.
But
Recall
but
the.
that is one, plus point would be if you make a mistake and if you correct it straight away, you're going to get a good mark, half marks more. Okay, remember that there's a
Mm,
policy in IELTS exam, marking assessment. So
mm,
don't worry for that. If you make a mistake, if you can amend it, correct it. Otherwise, just go on, because that's why we are taking tests to get it assessed by the examiner. Well done.
mm.
You spoke at least 7.5 minutes, which is really pretty cool.
Wow. Wow, teacher.
Great. We don't have much time. We've got 16 minutes, so you have to finish both of them. Who would like to go
Okay.
first? I.
Either me.
Let us let
Both
us
of
let us ask her.
Okay, okay, I will try.
okay.
Okay, I use the internet almost every day. Maybe I spend more than 5 hours per day for using the internet. And of course, in my country, there is the internet, and it began in maybe 2000 when the internet like already appeared in my country. And for buying data, I think it depends on the provider. Some providers like who sell the data pricely, but another other provider sells the data in affordable. So 5 years ago, the internet was limited, and then also the cost was quite pricey, and of course the quality also was poorly, and the speed was slowly. I think in 5 years later, the internet will be grow fastly, and as we know that nowadays 5G has already found it, and then maybe in the future we will get 10G or more than 10G. Mm, based, based on my knowledge, the internet should be accessible for everyone, but we have to have responsibility to use it, especially for young generation, because when we use the internet, we can see anything on the internet, including inappropriate content, especially for like under 18 content, and without controlling it, our young generation will get influenced from that content. Uh, in my opinion, our internet, especially our computer or our uh, handphone, uh, has uh, have security to keep our data still uh, in uh, still safe as long as we don't click like I I don't remember the exact name of the like cyber crime or something like that. I think it will still stay for us, but we have to have a security system in our devices. And the advantage of the internet, of course, we can learn everything easily, and we can communicate with other people without going to their place. And for businessmen, we can enhance or expand the business to around the world because from using internet we can like promote our product easily, and then we can uh, we can show our product without going to other country. And the disadvantages of the internet, of course, inappropriate content, as I mentioned before, is one of like boomerang for us, especially for young generation, because uh, like surfing on the internet sometimes like inappropriate content like appear suddenly without notice. And then we also like get addicted from the internet. So sometimes people forget about their time, forget about their study, forget about their work, and it made some people like unresponsible to their data. So I think, but compared to advantages and disadvantages, I think the advantages is more rather than disadvantages. So that's my answer.
Thank you very much. That's really pretty cool. Hey,
Yes,
a clap for I, everyone.
of course, teacher.
Bye.
Okay, it spoke around 5 minutes. That's cool, pretty though. And it's not a matter of minutes; it's the matter of how you answered. You answered well, though there is always, some singular and plural
Yeah,
problems for you. But don't
structure,
worry.
whatever.
As we go through, I'm writing some of the words. I'm going to give feedback after all. Okay, after listening to all of
Okay.
them. So next, Nishat.
Okay, teacher. Teacher, like it will be more convenient if you ask me question, I will give the answer.
It's same, I'm just saving my energy to ask you question. You go through it, answer like the way they have gone,
Okay, okay, teacher. Okay, teacher. Thank you. Do you use the internet? Yes, I do regularly using internet because I can do um, browsing internet through. I can gather knowledge for education purpose because of this corona pandemic. Like most of the classes, I uh, I go through a Zoom meeting, so that's why I need to use internet. Yeah, and there is another things. Online banking, I can do online banking through internet. There is another things I usually do like online payment, internet payment, um, and another things like paid electric bill, internet bill. So that's why I need to use I had to use internet. So another thing, do you have internet in your country? Yes, I have. We have in our country. Internet is very crucial part in our country. Because of this internet, Bangladesh is developing like a percentage of GDP is growing because of internet. Bangladesh is one of the country like outsourcing. Uh, so people using internet through this outsourcing work. So is it cheap to buy data? To be very honest, apart from Wi-Fi, broadband, mobile data is very expensive. It's very expensive here in my country. So I'm not gonna tell it like it's very cheap. How was it 5 years ago? 5 years ago, it was like 2G. Bangladesh network connected. It was like 2G, and it was like costly as well as the quality was not good. Speed was not good. Like if you get connected with a signal, mobile signal, you have to go like you had to go particular zone so that you can get the network for communicate each other. So I don't think it was good before 5 years ago. How will it be after 5 years? Yeah, like it will be. Bangladesh is a developing country as well as internet is developing, and right now we are in 4G generation using like our government take the initiative to take it through fifth generation. So I think in between we will get the 5G network as well. Do you think that the internet should be made accessible for everyone? Yes, I think. I reckon internet should be made accessible for everyone because of internet, uh, we can learn so many things. We don't have to go for anyone else. Like if you want to know any information, so you don't have to go particular people, you can ask on internet so that they will give you like a simple answer. If it is not clear, then you can go with your teacher or whatever you have. But first basic teacher, like our first teacher, it should be uh, or like Google or whatever. And if you use like this website or browsing, then internet should be accessible for everyone. And how safe is it to use the internet? Yeah, it is very complicated. It depends. Like internet should be safe, but these days, to be very honest, in my country, internet is not safe because there are lots of people affected with scam, fraudulent, and stolen their personal data through this internet as well. They can hack. So that's why I think it's not safe in my country. But our government taking the initiative to strict this like people who can hack our system. And advantages and disadvantages of using the internet. Yeah, as I mentioned, like advantages. There are lots of advantages. We can communicate with people through internet like Zoom, WhatsApp using. And there is another thing, online banking. You can give like through at home, like you don't have to go to the bank, you can do it from your home. And ordering food and lots of like it's consumer time, so it's very effective. And if you talk about disadvantages, there is lots of disadvantages, but it depends. But I think the best disadvantages is like scam, fraudulent, and stolen personal data. Yeah.
Well done, Nishad. He spoke
Thank you.
also around 6 minutes. So clap for him, girls.
Oh my god,
That's
thank you,
great.
teacher.
Well, so all of you have explained very well. I picked some of the words. Yeah, I've written it. Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
also taking, I'm just take the
our
screenshot, teacher.
first speaker was human. Human mentioned. Remember, some is plural. Some providers. You have mentioned 1,000 rupaya. Remember that when you're mentioning your local currency, try to explain in the international currency like dollar, so that the examiner can guess the, you know, the estimation. And actually, I didn't also understand how much is 1,000. I mean, 100,000 rupiah, Indonesian rupiah in a dollar. Okay, and we don't say in 5 years. We say 5 years later or after 5 years. Okay, you, both I and what's called human have said these things in 5 years. Okay, we don't say in 5 years time or 5 years later. We don't say in 5 years. Okay, and internet become
Oh,
the,
without letter.
yeah, in 5 years time or 5 years later or after 5 years.
Okay.
Mm.
You see, from the question you can see the after 5 years. You can simply use that after 5 years or in 5 years time. If you want to rephrase the sentence in your own way, that will be also amazing. So I was expecting you're going to use on phrases like part and parcel. It's very amazing phrase, yeah? Part and parcel. Part and parcel.
Okay. Oh yes, teacher.
It means it is very important part of our life. We can't go without internet nowadays.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, and also we don't say unresponsible, it is irresponsible. Remember that? Irresponsible. IR responsible, yeah? And I'm just highlighting some of that. And you have mentioned twice, Nishad, business and learning. One time is enough. It is a learning portal in a broader way. Also, e-commerce, communication channel.
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
use these three words, all of you. Learning portal, you can learn lots of things. Communication channel, also e-commerce. E-commerce means buying, selling. We say eBay, Amazon, and there are thousands of trusted websites. And we
Okay.
do, and Nisha, they have used growthing. We don't say growthing, growing or growth.
Oh, okay, teacher.
And government tax, scammer, spammer, hackers. Okay, overall, all of your, this part is amazing. But remember to use some of the phrasal verbs or idioms.
Yeah, phrases, verb,
If
idiom.
yeah, idioms if possible to get more marks. Okay, everyone will be saying the same thing, but if you use an idiom or a phrasal verbs,
Yeah.
that will be amazing part.
Wow.
Okay, remember that in order to get good marks above 6 in speaking, you have to use it. Phrasal verbs, idioms, and maybe some expressions. And more or less, well done. I'm very happy
Yeah.
that you have expressed
Okay.
this part. The the difficult part, honestly, is the task 2 Q card in IELTS exam.
Yeah. Keep on.
Okay, and today I'm at home. I've got day off. I'm going to make another live stream later, like a public live stream. You can join me if you're free. Yeah, my
Of
time
course,
maybe
teacher.
Yes,
I will
teacher.
wait for it,
my
teacher.
time maybe after 12 or 1 o'clock today, after say 5 6 hours.
Oh,
Okay,
Okay.
teacher. Later. Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
yeah.
teacher. Thank you.
Now,
Thank you,
if
teacher.
maybe I'm going to make another live stream after finishing this. If you're free, you can join one more time. Yeah, I have to do.
Okay, teacher.
Yes,
Okay,
teacher.
thank you very much, everyone. I've got 2 more seconds now.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Oh, bye,
See
teacher.
you.
Bye.